you know that dream of becoming an overnight success? It's probably one of the most powerful and honestly one of the most misleading stories we're told. So today, we're going to tear down that whole get-rich-quick fantasy to figure out what it really takes to build a business and a life that's truly your own.
So get this. This quote comes straight from the marketing head of a luxury car brand talking to business coach Rajeev Talreja. And it's a pretty shocking thing to admit, right? But it just nails this truth about our culture today. Success often feels more about the performance you can post online than the life you're actually living.
And this obsession with the perfect unveil video, it forces you to ask a really important question. Is the goal to build a real, solid business, or just one that looks good on Instagram? Have we kind of lost the plot on what success is actually supposed to feel like?
See, the truth is, we are constantly surrounded by this very specific and often very misleading story about what business success should look like. It's a narrative that's loud, it's glamorous, and yeah, it's incredibly persuasive. I mean, just think about what the business media and all that hustle culture stuff celebrates. Getting on Shark Tank, crazy high valuations, landing on a magazine cover. These are all vanity metrics that create this constant noise, making it almost impossible to hear what you, as an individual, actually want.
And this is exactly why business coach Rajeev Talreja says the absolute first skill any entrepreneur has to learn is to listen to their own inner voice over all that noise. Because here's the simple and honestly liberating truth: not everyone is trying to build some massive, world-changing empire, and that's okay.
Once you manage to tune out that noise, you realize something really important. Success isn't just one single destination. Talreja actually identifies 4 completely different paths for entrepreneurs, and each one is totally valid, powerful, and worthy of respect. So let's break them down. So first up, you've got the identity-driven owner. For this person, the business itself is the win. He tells this great story about a woman who, after raising her kids, starts her own salon. That business gives her a whole new identity, and it finally earns her the respect of her family. That is her victory. The second path, that's the income-driven owner. Their goal is pretty straightforward: earn a consistent amount of money to live well and take care of their needs. You know, like a home-based caterer who makes about 20,000 rupees, a few $100, a month. She might be perfectly happy because that income gives her total financial freedom. Then you've got people who are financial freedom-driven. For them, the business is more like a strategic engine. They use its profits not just to live, but to build a whole portfolio of other assets. We're talking real estate, stocks, things that will eventually support them completely without the business. And the fourth path is the one we hear about all the time: the legacy-driven owner. This is the entrepreneur who's laser-focused on creating something that's going to outlast them: a powerful brand, a lasting institution, something that really leaves a mark on the world. Okay, so those are the destinations. But how do you get to any of them? The popular myth always says you need capital, you need money. But the reality is actually much, much simpler. You need capability. It's not about what you have, it's about what you can do. We're all taught money makes money. And hey, for an investor, maybe that's true. But if you're a business owner, the real truth is that capability makes money. Your skills, your strategies, the systems you build, that is what generates real sustainable wealth. Just take host Raj Shamani's absolutely incredible story. He started one business with 4 crore, that's about $500,000, and it totally failed. Later, he starts another one with 0 capital, and it grows to make 4 crores a month. The only difference wasn't the money, it was the capability, the skills he had built in between. So how do you actually build that capability? Well, this journey of a 21-year-old is the perfect roadmap. He started with this huge idea that needed a ton of funding. But then, reality hit. He realized he didn't have the skills, so he pivoted. He asked a much better question: how can I earn 2 lakhs a month, about $2,500 right now? And that led him to a super practical plan: join a real estate firm, learn sales, and build his skills from the ground up. This whole focus on capability, it leads to the final and maybe the most crucial mindset shift you need for a fulfilling career. It's all about prioritizing the fundamentals of your business over the fame that might come with it. I mean, think about the founder who had a profitable B2B business, making millions, but he wanted more. He wanted to be famous. So he pivoted to a consumer brand just to get into the limelight. And yeah, he got the magazine covers he wanted, but he later admitted that his quality of life, his sense of self, it all just plummeted. The game was totally hollow.
So ultimately, your entire journey, it doesn't matter if it's for identity, income, freedom, or legacy, it all hinges on the answer to one simple question. So just for a second, forget the funding announcements, forget the Forbes covers, and definitely forget the unveil videos. If you really listen to that quiet voice inside, instead of the loud noise of the world, what end goal truly aligns with who you are? Is it identity, income, freedom, or legacy? Answering that one question, that's the only thing that really matters.